So Natalie, after you started to receive this coaching and this technology, obviously things took a radical change or turn in your life for the better. What would you say is the most important or the most valuable, or maybe say the largest for you, the largest thing that you got out of this technology that helps you or made the biggest difference or impacted your life the most?
Yeah, I think the largest thing that I got out of the teachings and our conversations was this real direct understanding of how nature and life works, how I work. I didn't know how much fear and uncertainty, that I was living in was because I didn't know how it was working and that I didn't know what was going on. And I became aware of that was the source of my angst and anxiety in life, but dared not touch it, you know, really backed up from that door. But I got to such a point in my life with this, the last traumatic event that happened, that I really had to go knocking and really start looking for some answers there, because whatever I was doing was not working and I didn't want to try again. I wanted to give up completely in life. And I don't mean like, stop living, but I wanted to, see if it was possible to live a different way, to actually actualize my dreams, to see if I could actually start living for me and some joy.
So it's really amazing when you start to do this work and you realize how the fear and the anxiety is being sourced from the uncertainty and the not knowingness, to be able to see that connection and the relatedness between those two. Was as you start to get knowledge and you start to get understanding on how it works, the fear dissipates and removes, and you start to get kind of more comfortable and a fuller experience of your life.
Yeah, it was unbelievable because, I'm a real skeptic, or I want to make sure everything's like really credible and like trustworthy and has some real inherent truth to it. And so for a long time, spirituality to me seemed so fluffy or like not available to me, or like I would have to go become a monk. And I just had no understanding on what this knowledge was about. So, but it's really interesting that I got to a point in my life to where this was the only other turn to, and so for me, having a real practical understanding of the nature of reality and of how human beings work gave me a lot of peace, a lot of clarity.
Really good. And just really, your story is just really such a living testament to what Ramdas used to say all the time: is just relax. There's timing in the method. Like there's a unfolding, or there's a time at which it's supposed to occur, which is really entirely out of our hands. And if we can kind of just let that go and trust that the universe knows when it's supposed to unfold on its own divine timing, it really allows us to enjoy our lives a lot more, because we're not feeling that kind of.
Yeah. The anxiety before having any framework of understanding was unmatched. Because the only other thing that you listen to is your own thoughts and your mind of how you think the world works. And so I was living in that and I was following that, and I was not happy.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know if it was possible to be happy. And I'm really glad that what happened, the major traumatic life event, because then I wouldn't have been able to really ask some hard, direct questions if there's another way to live.
Yeah.
And so that's when you came in, and I was really beautiful how I just kind of asked. I didn't know. It wasn't really a pleading, but it was just like a real clean, like ask, like, hey, can someone teach this to me? Can someone show me the way? There's got to be a manual to life. Like, it can't be like this. And that's when you showed up.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good. It's just really, really great to see the perfection and the wisdom and all of the synchronicity and how things unfold. Just trusting that process.
Yeah, it's really made me believe in the magic of the universe, because I didn't know if that was real either. I couldn't even fathom it.
Yeah. How about how you were experiencing yourself in relationships with people, like before you got this knowledge and prior to? What would you say the biggest differences in, say, for example, your relationships with your, family members?
Yeah, all of my relationships have just transformed so much. There's so much more compassion and understanding for myself and for them. Whereas before I was really living into this sort of model, or like really living in, I didn't know it at the time, but now through the teachings, I've come to understand that I was living in my own beliefs about myself in relation to them.
Yeah.
And so with that out of the way, now through this coaching, I really get to see who they really are, and I really get to be with them. And it's such a privilege now to get to actually see my family members and to see their light and to see the trueness that they are.
That's really beautiful. Really, really beautiful. And would you say, how important would you say that you've come to understand the role of beliefs or the significance of beliefs in your life and what you're manifesting like as before on a scale of maybe 1 to 10, how much you understood the impact beliefs had, both conscious and unconscious beliefs? And then like now, how much significance and importance beliefs have in the experience of your life? Like compare those two.
Yeah, the significance of beliefs, through my understanding now, is that's all it is. It's all beliefs. But before, I didn't want to believe that it was beliefs. It's like, no way. No, there's some other force here outside of what we believe that's going on. And there's not. There's maybe laws now that I understand that are at play, like the law of attraction that brings more things that are a match for what you are being, and some other, certain laws. But I really did not want to believe that the reality that you experienced in your life is completely shaped by what you believe about yourself and about the world.
Yeah.
And it is, and you can see it. And now I see other people living in their beliefs about the world very strongly, and they're not here, absent of that thought and absent of that projection.
Uh-huh.
But I am now more so.
Yeah.
And I can still see where my beliefs are shaping everything too. And, the interactions in the grocery store, or, just being present in my life. Now I can really see. And so, before, my beliefs were that like I sucked and like I was never going to find my way or a purpose or something that really made sense for me in my life, something that I loved to do. And I thought that I had to like kind of, if my soul was a book, I would have to put it on the shelf and then go out into the world and do whatever I needed to do. Well, now I don't have to live like that anymore.
Yeah, really good. And another similar question to the last one is on like a scale of 1 to 10 before and a scale of 1 to 10 now. How significant the role of alignment is as a foundation for this teaching, and more specifically, how different you would have acted in life had you known the impact your actions and behaviors were having on your in or out of alignment condition or state. You understand what I'm connecting up here?
Yeah, you're asking. Yeah. Without alignment, what did life kind of look like for me?
Yeah, more along the lines of I was doing these things in life that if I would have known the impact my alignment had on the quality of my life, I would have given those things up and not done them.
I see.
I was invested in things that were going to bear no fruit to me at the cost of everything that I wanted. More like that kind of context. Does that make a little more sense? What I'm looking for?
Yeah, I think, before, I didn't have any concept of what being at ease and being in a state of allowance, and this is what alignment is. Had no concept of that. So I forced my life a lot. And I mean, it's just incredible. I really know that if I had known, if we were all taught, as kids or in life, that this alignment, or, as Jesus says, the kingdom of heaven, living there and operating from there is the only thing to do as a human being. I would have, I would not have no chance would I have done any of the things that I did. And, people want to crack it down to, well, that's just life, but it's not. You're living into your fears.
Yeah.
And you're living into things that are missing the mark. They're missing the goal of being someone who's kind.
Yeah.
And being kind to yourself and creating life, not destroying life.
Yeah, really good. Really good. And as it pertains to your shift in perspective from how you related to your outside world that you're experiencing, as opposed to how you're experiencing your outside world now, how's that relationship changed?
I was very fearful without this understanding of alignment. And the shift is really remarkable. It's like night and day. It's opposite. my life feels more fun, and I didn't know that it could feel like that. I really didn't, wasn't letting up. Things weren't working, and it's just so big. I can't even talk about it. It's so big. I think it's the only way to be, and knowing that it's the only way to be gives just you a lot of relief. It just is giving me so much relief to know that just moving toward a better emotional state and allowing yourself more ease and being kinder to yourself in all the ways to love yourself. And like these are the practices that you can put under this umbrella called alignment. Like, it's the only thing left to do in your life when you realize it.
Yeah. Yeah. Really good. And so generally overall, the things that happen, like circumstances that arise in your life now, how different are you interacting with, or what is the relationship like now as opposed to before you had this knowledge on difficult or maybe challenging circumstances that you have in your life?
Yeah, I know what's right for me now versus what's not aligned. And I give up easier. And I mean that in a really like healthy way, like to, quit forcing things that aren't working out and being able to let go of things and choose things like that feel better for me, knowing that the compass is choosing things that always feel better, and that moves you towards alignment. So now it's just easier to even navigate in the world. It's easier to drive my car and drive in traffic. It's easier to talk to people. It's just easier to live and breathe and function as a human. And it was really incredible, like the point that I had gotten to before I came into this knowledge and before these teachings, like things were getting really tough to where it's like I couldn't even go to the grocery store and I couldn't get out of bed, and I was just scared to do anything, start anything in my life.
Yeah.
Didn't know if I even wanted anything in my life, because to want something, I just got so bombarded with all of these beliefs or hesitations or conditions that are no longer present for me anymore. Like now I can choose to go do something and say, hey, I'm going to go walk my dogs in the park and I'm going to go take pictures later. And it's like easy. Yes, nothing gets in my way.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to go apply for this $90,000 a year job and I'm not going to think anything about it.
Really good.
Yeah.
Really good. Really, really good. Okay, man. Wonderful. Now, is there anything you would else you would like to share, or any kind of profound things that you've gotten for yourself in your life?
Yeah, I'm a person who likes to find out the best method on how things work. That's always been something that's been sort of like very intuitive for me. As an artist, I always liked methods that were really clean and accurate and gave the best results. Working in a dark room showed me that, and working with different digital softwares, always trying to find the most efficient technique, and everywhere in my life. And so with this knowledge, I would say that your findings and your teachings and how you coach people, one of the best that I've ever seen, and how I've experienced that. And I would say that it's really accurate and very direct, very practical, and very much true to the nature of a human being.
Yeah.
So, I wouldn't just crack this up into some woo-woo spirituality. This is not that. This is actually how to live a life and have life.
Yeah, really good. Well,
yeah.
Congratulations. Sounds really, really good. Yeah. Really wonderful and really well done.
I'm really happy about my life, and I'm very glad that I did this for myself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really perfect what you did for yourself. Well done.
I didn't know it was possible, but
it is. You're living proof.
Isn't that so incredible?
Yeah.
I couldn't even imagine. I could not have even imagined that.
On some level you did.
Yeah.
You sure knew.
Providence.
You sure knew that you wanted it.
Yeah, I really wanted it.
It's great.